Alright, my lords and ladies, welcome to an unboxing of the Elden Ring, the board game. We just got it in, so we're going to take a look at all of this. Pretty nice giant box that you're going to have a hard time storing because it's so big. It's flipped around, and you can see what it's got on the back. All the miniatures we're about to preview. Now, they kind of show the major monsters as having some type of coloration. Yeah, they're definitely not that. I don't know if that was from a different set or something that they produced. I don't know. But that's not what's in this box. But we're going to take a look at it. We're going to kind of break down every miniature, look at the quality of everything, and go from there. Alright, I had to put this thing on its side because it's so large. So we'll take out this first little portion of miniatures right there, and then take out all of the books, and then have to flip this thing around because it's too large. There's too much stuff. As you can see how big it is as it shakes the camera. It's just insane of how much stuff they can fit into this box. But yeah, pretty crazy. Alright, let's take a look at the first portion of miniatures you get on the front portion of the game. And we got to fix this little bit of blurriness. There we go. And I'm going to be honest, I've never played Elden Ring, even though it's on the bucket list to play. I don't know a lot of these characters or who they are or whatnot, but it's on the bucket list to do. But decent quality on those first set of miniatures we looked at. They're your standard resin miniatures you're going to get from really any board game these days. The books, especially looking through this first one, looking pretty good. Great quality. It's not a ringed binder, which I can't stand because they seem to always fall apart or pages break out. They're actually binded, which to me is very, very important. Alright, looking through the rule book, again, great quality. Lots of stuff in here. It's a pretty decent size, so it's going to take you a hot minute to go through all of this and look at all of the stuff, learn the rules, or just do what I do. I just go and look at a YouTube video while reading the book to kind of get a double whammy of what I need to do and how to learn the game as fast as possible, because some of these games, especially if you play like Gloomhaven for the first time, the learning curve is pretty high, so it does take some time to learn through everything. There are 4 different books on scenarios or the encounters, so I'm not going to go through all of them, just showing you everything that's in there. Alright, looking at the rest of this, kind of gives you the campaign structure here of everything that they got going on. All of your player mats, I'm assuming, just from playing board games, I know what they look like. Yep, call me a detective. And then all of your pieces that you got to get punched out and separated, and they didn't give you any trays for this, so I'm wondering if they just didn't have enough space. Probably not, because this thing was packed to the brim, so there's a lot of stuff. Alright, looking at our first little set of miniatures here, we got to get it focused again. It's going to be that giant bat that's going on. And I was actually pretty impressed with these miniatures. There's several of them, and they did a pretty good job of making them look pretty nice. And those are going to take a while to paint. Looking at some of the regular miniatures, again, some decent detail. Again, it's resin, so it kind of looks flimsy at some places. It's not terrible. It's not perfect. It's your standard board game miniatures. Alright, diving into the next box of pure miniatures. Let's take a look at this small one. Kind of give you a look of how everything's panning out. These little creatures, again, I don't know what they are. Look like little devil minions. A little crack whip or something. Looking pretty good for the small size. Your wolves actually look pretty decent. Obviously, they're not going to be like Warhammer or Descent, the new edition, which I wish more games would go to, but I understand the cost of all of that. Rats are looking pretty good. Should be pretty easy to paint up. Alright, cracking into the big box where all of our major baddies are at. Again, I don't know who this is, but this is a pretty good looking model. I can't call it a miniature. It's not really a miniature. It's huge. I mean, I got probably above average size hands, and this thing is filling most of it, if you know what I mean. You got two of these other giant creatures. Again, looking pretty good. These are perfect miniatures or models to do the slap chop or the air chop method on, just to kind of save you some time, because there is going to be a decent chunk of time given to each of these big miniatures. The larger they are, if you don't have an airbrush, the longer it's going to take you to paint them. So you could spend years painting one miniature or doing normal painting on a miniature. You just don't have that kind of time, especially if you're trying to get this all painted up so you can get it onto the table. This knight, whatever it is, actually turned out pretty good. I feel like the larger the miniature with resin, the better quality it is, because it's got a bigger surface area compared to the heroes or the smaller ones where they just can't put as much detail in. But the larger it is, the better the detail. I don't know what this is, but it looks pretty sweet, if you know what I mean. A lot of stuff, a lot of good. The big ones I'm pretty impressed with compared to the smaller miniatures. Alright, getting down to the last box, and you see this row of cards. There's over 1,200 cards in this game, which is going to take a while to separate, put them together. And I didn't show you the portions in the rulebook that would show you how to organize them. I don't even know if there is a way. I'm sure there is. There has to be. I mean, that'd be just silly if there wasn't. But it's going to take you a while just to kind of separate everything. Not Gloomhaven status, not Frosthaven for sure status, but it is going to take you a while to put everything away. So these knights, and breaking down to the heroes, this is where you kind of see the quality go away. The smaller the pieces, even though the body of the miniature looks pretty good, that staff that this hero is holding looks very flimsy. You can try and heat it up and try and straighten it out. I just don't think it's going to work. Even though this staff, a quarter staff, looks pretty good on this priest or acolyte or whatever it is. They did a good job on that one compared to the other first one we looked at. Our little knight, the sword is looking a little limp. He needs a little boost, if you know what I mean. But the body of the miniature looks pretty good. And then our samurai. Again, the quality looks decent on this one. There's some spots that you're going to need some filling in or some help with. But, yeah. And then you got all of your 1,200 cards that you're going to have to sift through. And, again, I don't know. I haven't looked at it specifically. I haven't had time to see if there's actually a good spot in the rule book that says open these packs first versus this to separate them. There's no numbers or anything on there, but I'm assuming there's something in the rule book. I'm not sure. But that's it. That's all there is to it. And these little rivets, I don't know what they are, but we're going to figure it out. You know, we'll get it going. But, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. That's a quick little unboxing. We're not going to spoil everything. We just wanted to look at the miniatures because we're a miniature painting channel, so that's what we do here. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. Hit that bell, hit that thumbs up, and then we'll see you on the next one. We're going to paint all these coming up, so stay tuned. I love you all.